Hi everybody and welcome to the season finale number 3 of Haus Lieselotte.
Oh gosh, okay, stop.
I don't think it matters. And if it breaks, we fix it. Season 3 was by far the longest. Woo! And most expensive season so far. I don't think it matters. Another surprise. Whoa! And if it breaks, we fix it. And we started off thinking the worst is behind us. Now it's about rebuilding and designing the house. But the dog days are over.
Oh, yes. Happy?
Sehr happy, eh? And we were wrong. Wow, do you smell that?
Yes.
I don't think it matters. And if it breaks, we fix it. But it is a lot of work. So let's get to it. The first couple weeks were okay because we got new wooden windows, which was a big deal because the windows were part of the water damage problem that the house had. This is fixing the water damage problem. It was kind of a sensitive topic. Nee, guck mal, hier sind 1000 Marienkäfer drin. Nein! Boah, ist das eklig. Jetzt geht doch weg! Flieg davon! Also, if you were ever shopping for windows, it was way more expensive than the windows I had, but I think it makes a difference. The windows are the eyes of the house, and I think it was a great investment. Then I had a personal highlight because I was thinking about how do I keep my gang fed, and I think I probably had the best idea of my career. Aha! Those are the lamps. Aua! Ich habe eine Idee. Prototyp, warte. I'm not saying I revolutionized the food industry, but I'm also not denying.
Nein! 3-Sekunden-Regel.
I feel this is the best way I can support the gang. So then we thought, let's rebuild the rest of the house. But we found out that we have major problems with the floors.
Okay.
Okay, I didn't push it at all. You saw that, right?
Yeah.
They're so crooked and we got really nervous for a minute there. It's a little more intense than I thought. Now I'm getting scared. That's not normal. It shouldn't be that way, right?
No.
I am getting super worried because you can see that this is severe. And then we discovered another big problem. The kitchen floor was about to collapse. Probably the worst spot. You can see that the damage is pretty severe. This is very unsafe. And we had to deal with it before the kitchen floor dealt with us. We have to take out the ceiling.
What? We can't repair? This one, yeah?
Yeah.
No way.
Yes.
Oh, crazy.
Can you go downstairs and see if something falls down?
Yeah, sure.
I'm so glad we did this, and I'm so glad the turnaround was so quick, because usually the problems in the house are so severe that it takes us weeks or even months to repair stuff. And this was finally one of those things that, I don't know, we started last week. This week, it's kind of fixed, and it's way better than it was before. And then more deconstruction, because we decided to open up the ceiling in the main bedroom just to have a more lofty feel and a more generous room. What I want to do today is take out these floorboards. I'm back in charge. It feels like I am back at the rudder and I can do to this house whatever I see in it. And it's not about fixing, it's about designing. And that feels amazing! And then we had to deal with the biggest thing so far, I think, because this is such a centerpiece of the whole renovation project. And that was the outside insulation, which is so important. So critical. I think there's a very easy way to explain this. Cold air hitting warm air. See how you have like this moisture outside? That's convection moisture. So imagine this glass was tightly covered with this membrane and then we had insulation around it. This would not happen because there's not this point where cold and hot air meets. It took us a couple weeks to get it all done because it kind of took several very labor-intense steps to get it done. And the first step was to just understand what is happening. To understand the whole system better, let's make a quick model. Just imagine this is the wall we have. I'm using some nails. And then here, you can hang your head, and then the whole house is done. The second step was to essentially build an entire house around the house. That was so much work. And now the next step, to the outside of this exoskeleton, we have the wood fiber sheet. And then the third, not final, but for now, final step was to blow in the insulation. And that was such a reward because it was quick and easy and so efficient. It will be in every little nook and cranny. Everything will be super insulated. And this machine was just amazing.
happy?
Sehr happy, eh? And then while the guys from Steiko were there to support us, they also took us through some experiments because we heard that a lot in the comments that people were worried about us having a wooden installation outside. They said it's dangerous, it could burn. Wrong. Yes, it's wood. Yes, technically there is some glimming going on, but it's very, very slow. And you saw as soon as we took the burner off the surface, the flame stopped and it was just a little like red hot. You can hold your hand to the other side of the board and you don't feel any heat. And then we compared all of these things to styrofoam and I was shocked to see how fast it burns through. And also what they told us is the most dangerous thing besides your house burning down is that it creates these hot drips. So if you're in the building and the facade is burning and you go outside the window to jump outside the window or to call for help, you'll be hit by this like plastic, super hot plastic stuff that can be actually deadly because it's so hot. That gave me chills, and that's also not happening with the stuff that we're using. And once we got all of this behind us, we finally got to a stage where we could rebuild things. And we started by rebuilding the kitchen floor.
Laura, what do you think about your new
Felix,
cellar?
I really want to work. Felix wants me to tell you how happy I am and that I'm very, very motivated. And I haven't been, I don't know, this excited about the house in a long time. It's just every hour we work here is an hour closer to having this finished and working on the interiors. And I don't know, just being here makes me think about the other ceilings I want to do and the floors I want to choose. And I'm just like very motivated. So please let me work.
Yeah, okay. But
Moment of truth. 40.
Oh, yes.
40.
Yep.
Yes!
And 40.
Okay.
Ja, Mann.
Great. Perfect.
Oh.
Nice.
And as a reward for all this hard work, I treated myself and the house with the probably most beautiful door I've ever seen. Behind you, there's a car that hints at what is happening. And I am thrilled. We're getting a door! It has a triple insulated glass and then these beautiful brass fixtures. And here the hinges and all these solid wood details. It is a really, really good door.
What about Wi-Fi?
It doesn't have Wi-Fi, but I was just thinking like, it's one of those doors that you would inherit to your kids. But imagine you inherit a door. And then it was a tough time for me because it took me several weeks to level all the floors. And I found the easiest technique is this. I screwed these boards down to the beams and I planed them in a way so that it's level. Luckily, I had help with that. While I finish this job, Vera is next door working on the new floor, which I'll talk about later. Downstairs, my friend Justus is working on putting the OSB on the stuff that we didn't finish over the weekend. Teamwork! Once the floors were leveled, we could actually reuse the original floorboards. And instead of sanding off all of the paint, I think we should just flip them. Mm-hmm. And then once the walls are finished and everything is done, we can sand them off and oil them, and hopefully it looks cool.
Okay.
I'm not sure about these wormholes, the old ones, if they are too unstable. You know what I mean? You know what? I don't think it matters. If it breaks, we fix it.
Right.
I think it looks good. And if it breaks, we fix it.
And do you think it looks good?
And I think it looks good. And if it breaks, we fix it. And I do think it looks good. And you know, if it breaks, we just fix it. And then had a pretty cool idea to fix the 2 damaged parts. This is the perfect use case for a portable CNC machine. And although I thought we were done with deconstruction, I decided to tear out the last remaining walls upstairs because it was just too dark. And I want this place to be as open and lofty as possible, so we ripped out all the walls. And doing so, we discovered yet another problem.
Oh yeah.
Und? Another surprise. The black stuff is the wall, that's not the chimney. It was so cluttered that the wall was burning up until here. So past the chimney wall into the actual wall. This is dangerous. I mean, I'm not an expert, but it looks to me like this house was very close to burning down. I talked to the chimney sweep and he said if it looks like that, it's beyond repair. We cannot rescue it. We should tear it down. Another big deal that happened towards the end of the year is that we've finally got a little bathroom. Toilet! Oops, dirt. That's dirt, I promise. It's a virgin toilet. But we quickly learned that a bathroom is only half as good without walls. So some walls really help with the privacy. And then, finally, after almost 2 years, we started to rebuild the walls from the inside. And that was just fantastic. It is like drywall, but it's not drywall. It's just pure clay with this paper backing. The good thing is though, because we have all these cutoffs, they are not trash. First of all, we can maybe use them somewhere else in the house, but if we don't use them, this is paper, we can just put it in the trash. And this, we can turn into mortar, or we can just put it in the garden. It will be soil. It's all natural stuff. So this is not waste, it's natural products. Love it. And probably my favorite thing, I would say for the whole year, was building the steel frame windows with the nice glass.
Beautiful.
It's privacy, but it doesn't swallow any light. I think it's great.
Nice.
We saved it all for the end, and it was just, it's such a sneak peek into what the house can be if we put a lot of work and love into these details. And I know it's necessary to work on insulation and the clay walls and everything, but I am all about the aesthetics and the details. And in 2024, I think we'll get to see a lot more of that. And I cannot wait. Sieht so geil aus von hier, komm mal rüber.
Oh, yes. Nice.
For the outside, we need better weather and a company who can do the plaster. So for this year, we just wrapped it all, and then that was it. It will continue in 2024. So another full year. We got a lot done with the house. If you haven't seen them already, please take a look at the other 2 season finales. It is so cool to see all the progress we made and see how the house is changing over the course of 2 years. I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I'm enjoying all the progress we made this year. And I'll see you next week with a different video. It's a Q&A, the most frequently asked questions about this house. Bye.
With big announcements.
Oh yes, with a big announcement. That is true. That is true.
Bye.
Bye. This week's sponsor is Incogni.com. If you know what Incogni is and you want to get right to the juicy 60% discount they have for you, you can go to incogni.com/LauraKampf and use the code LauraKampf to get the 60% off. If you want to know what Incogni is, let me explain. Sometimes you get these weird phone calls or emails from people that you've never heard of, and then they tell you that something about your bank account is wrong and they need your PIN. I mean, that's the worst case, but it happens. That is the result from your data being sold and traded from different companies. There are thousands of companies doing that, and it could be something as harmless as, yeah, I want some payback points, this is my number, blah, blah, blah. Boom, you're in the system. And while you theoretically have the right to call those brokers, reach out and tell them, hey, please don't do that, I want my data back. In practice, that is very annoying and it takes years. And that is what Incogni does for you. They do the messy work automatically. Incogni helps you protect your privacy and take your personal data off the market, reaching out to these data brokers, requesting your data removal and dealing with their objections. And my favorite part about this is that you actually get an overview of what Incogni is doing for you, and they tell you how much time you saved. And this week, I added up to 24 hours saved because Incogni is doing the messy work for me and I don't have to reach out to these brokers. So if you too want to save 24 hours, you should go to the link incogni.com/LauraKampf and use the promo code LauraKampf to get 60% off of their annual plan. Thank you for watching and thank you Incogni for sponsoring my work.